Have you ever wondered why identifying target operating systems is crucial in the cybersecurity field? You see, in the vast digital landscape we navigate daily, understanding the terrain is a fundamental first step. In cybersecurity terms, this terrain is the target operating system, the bedrock of any device or system that we may seek to protect. Identifying a target operating system is akin to understanding the lay of the land before embarking on a journey. It's about knowing the nooks and crannies, the strengths and weaknesses, the ins and outs of a system. This knowledge equips us to tailor cybersecurity strategies that are not only effective but also efficient. Consider this. If you're up against an adversary, wouldn't you want to know their weak spots, their vulnerabilities? That's precisely what understanding the target operating system allows us to do. It helps us to pinpoint the weak areas, the potential loopholes that could be exploited by malicious entities. It's the blueprint to building robust defenses and setting up vigilant surveillance. Moreover, each operating system has its unique quirks and features. These can be leveraged to enhance the security measures in place. For instance, some systems may be inherently more resilient to certain types of threats, while others may offer tools and resources specifically engineered to combat cyber threats. By identifying the target operating system, we can maximize these inherent advantages and fortify the system's defenses. However, the flip side presents a rather grim picture. Not correctly identifying the target OS can lead to catastrophic consequences. It's like setting sail without a compass, leaving the system vulnerable to all sorts of threats. Misidentifications can result in ineffective security measures, missed vulnerabilities, and in the worst-case scenarios, complete system breaches. It's a risk we cannot afford to take in today's digital age. So, identifying the target operating system is not just a fancy cybersecurity term. It's a fundamental step in ensuring our digital world is secure. It's the compass that guides us through the complex labyrinth of cybersecurity, leading us to a safer, more secure digital future. Now you may ask, how does one identify a target operating system? Well, there's a process for that, broken down into simple steps. Let's walk through them together. The first step is the information gathering phase. This is where we collect as much data as we can about the target system. The type of data we gather can range from IP addresses to open ports and services running on these ports. One way to gather this information is through a process called network scanning. There are several tools that can aid in this process, such as Nmap, Nessus, and Wireshark, to name a few. Each tool has its strengths, and the choice of tool often depends on the specific needs of the task at hand. Once we have gathered enough data, we move on to the analysis phase. In this phase, we examine the data closely to identify patterns that could give us clues about the target operating system. For instance, the way a system responds to a particular type of network request can reveal a lot about its underlying operating system. Some tools like Nmap can also perform OS fingerprinting, a technique that involves sending specially crafted packets to the target system and analyzing the responses. The final step is the identification phase. This is where we put all the pieces together to identify the target operating system. Based on the patterns and clues we found in the analysis phase, we can make an educated guess about the target operating system. However, it's important to remember that this is an educated guess and not a guarantee. The accuracy of our identification depends on the quality and quantity of data we gathered in the first step, and our ability to correctly interpret that data in the second step. And that, in a nutshell, is how security experts identify a target operating system. Identifying a target operating system can sometimes be a tricky business. There are several hurdles that might trip you up along the way. One significant challenge is the sheer variety of operating systems out there. From Windows, Linux, and macOS to Unix, Android, and iOS, the list goes on. And let's not forget the numerous versions of these systems as well. Each has its unique characteristics, making them a tough nut to crack. Then there's the issue of stealth or ghost operating systems. These are systems that have been deliberately designed to be difficult to detect. They can be masked or even mimic other systems, throwing us off the scent. Another challenge is the dynamic nature of operating systems. With constant updates and patches, an operating system's features can change overnight. This means the information you gathered yesterday might not be relevant today, making it a moving target. These challenges can significantly impact your cybersecurity strategy. If you can't accurately identify the target operating system, you might not be able to design effective countermeasures. But don't worry, these hurdles can be overcome. Staying updated with the latest operating system trends, using advanced identification tools, and nurturing a meticulous approach can help you navigate these challenges. So while it's true that the road to identifying a target operating system is not always smooth, it's not an insurmountable task either. Remember, knowledge is power. While challenges are part and parcel of the process, they certainly don't make it impossible. Let's quickly recap what we've learned about target OS identification. The ability to accurately identify a target operating system is an integral part of any cybersecurity strategy. Why is that? Well, it's simple. Knowing your target's OS allows you to anticipate their vulnerabilities and tailor your defense mechanisms accordingly. Now, how is this done? The process of target OS identification involves a series of steps. It starts with passive fingerprinting, where we gather information without directly interacting with the target. Then we move to active fingerprinting, which involves sending packets to the target system and analyzing the responses. However, it's not always a walk in the park. We discussed some common challenges in target OS identification, didn't we? For instance, the use of firewalls and intrusion detection systems can make the identification process trickier. Moreover, with the increasing use of virtual machines and cloud environments, distinguishing between the host and guest operating systems can indeed be a complex task. But fret not. With the right knowledge and tools, these challenges can be overcome. It's all about being prepared, staying updated, and continuously learning. Remember, understanding your target is the first step to building a strong and effective cybersecurity strategy.